The Los Angeles Dodgers, 92-70, first in the NL West. Lost to the Mets in 5 games in the DS. Lost ace Zach Greinke, but replaced him with Scott Kazmir.
Oh, on the surface, but replace him with Scott Kazmir. That's reassuring. All right, let's get to the Dodgers. Vincent Bogsignore, columnist for the LA Daily News, with us here. All right, so Vincent, the overall tone, what's the difference? Spring training under Donnie Baseball versus spring training under Dave Roberts, new manager?
Well, there's definitely a different feel from the manager's position, but right now I think everyone's focus is just on who's actually going to play for the Dodgers. I mean, there's been this unbelievable rash of injuries that have hit them in spring training. Their starting infield has not played one inning together in spring training. Just think about that for a second. They have no clue who their fourth starter is going to be, let alone their fifth starter. Andre Ethier is going to be out until July. Grandel, their catcher, is going to start the season on the DL. Howie Kendrick's going to start the season on the DL. It's just ridiculous right now. And this is coming off an offseason where so many fans were disappointed. They didn't re-sign Zach Greinke. They didn't go out and get a big-name pitcher. You mentioned Scott Kazmir there. That's not the answer. So there's just a lot of uncertainty surrounding this team, and it's overshadowed Dave Roberts' first year at the helm so far.
When you think about this Dodgers team, and we thought this for the last couple of years, their salary, their payroll is so high, $250 million it is. There's almost this expectation that, you got to get to the World Series and not win it. Is that still the case, especially given all the issues that you're talking about, and you lose Greinke and injuries, the Shield Puig, the things that have been going on the last couple of years?
I don't think any fair-minded Dodger fan right now is realistically thinking about the World Series. They had a tough enough time even with Zach Greinke, but losing him, he was arguably the best pitcher in baseball last year, and I don't see any fall off from that. Him going to the Arizona Diamondbacks. So to lose him and not replace him with an equivalent, single replacement, let alone multiple replacements, no one here is talking about the World Series. They're hoping that they could just be competitive and maybe second place. But right now, they look like a third-place team in their own division.
Vinny, I'm curious about this with Kershaw and the way he's received in the city. Not obviously, not embraced. I mean, clearly he's embraced. He's one of the best pitchers I've ever seen. But L.A. is all about the stars, whether it's the Lakers of Showtime or more recently Kobe and Shaq. I mean, Fernando Mania swallowed up the city in the early 80s. Steve Garvey, Tommy Lasorda. I mean, it's used to big names. Kershaw's a pretty simple person in terms of what he does away from the field. Does he resonate the way he should in terms of being as good as he is as popular as he should be?
Well, you know what? He's probably about as popular as he wants to be. A lot of it is controlled by Clayton. For 5 days, every fifth day, I should say, of the baseball season, he's as big a star as you could possibly imagine. So it's more performance related. He pretty much keeps to himself off the field. He has a lot of charities that he does, but nothing, in terms of being a flamboyant type star, a Matt Harvey type persona that he has in New York, here in Los Angeles. That's just not his personality. So his stardom is every fifth day of the baseball season. Beyond that, he kind of goes into his Clayton Kershaw preparing mode, and you don't really hear from him until his next start.
That's not a bad thing. Vincent Bogsignore, Daily News LA, and he's with us here on Tiki and Tiierney, CBS Sports Radio. All right, let's get back to the lineup for a second here. You talk about Hendrick, who's hurt. Ethier's out until July. Grandel, the catcher's out for a while. He's on the DL. It seems to me, Vincent, that I know he cut down his body fat and he really reshaped his body a bit, but it seems like there's extra emphasis, extra importance on Yasiel Puig not only staying healthy, but not wavering into the erratic side of the chart this year. He really needs to be stable and provide a little thump every day, it seems.
He does, but even he's hurt right now. He's dealing with a hamstring issue. So, you just go down the list, and that's what, they brought in Andrew Friedman and this brain power from the Tampa Bay Rays to theoretically get the Dodgers over the hump last year. If anything, they've taken steps back, and it's uncanny how they've gone out and signed guys that just get hurt. You know, Brett Anderson last year, Brandon McCarthy, a pitcher that they signed, both of whom, you know, have had injury problems in the past, and those followed them here with the Dodgers. And again, in this spring, it seems like everybody's going down. And I don't know if it's just bad luck or just bad preparation and bad homework that they've done on some of these guys. But they can't keep guys on the field right now. So and right now, Yastil is right along with them, and that comes off a season where he was dealing with injuries. He was out of shape. There was a lot of personality conflict in the clubhouse. So they need him to be the Yasiel Puig that first arrived here in Los Angeles. But he's only been a shadow of himself since then, basically.
A guy who arrived in Los Angeles and who was a spark. He was exciting. He was a Rookie of the Year candidate. He made the All-Star game. Jock Peterson with 20 home runs, and then kind of fell off a cliff at the second half of the season. What can we expect from him? Is he going to be a platoon guy, or is he going to be an everyday guy?
Well, they're hoping that he's an everyday guy. There's no doubt that he fell into an abyss last year, the second half of the season. You know, that sometimes happens with rookie players, but his was a dramatic fall, and they just need to get him stabilized. They just need to be able to get him to be able to be somewhat consistent. And the talent is there, and youth is on his side. He's still, 22 years old, 21, 22 years old.
Yeah.
So the time is on his side. He just needs to get right, and hopefully a new manager is able to maybe tap into that. And if he can just be consistent, you know, I think he's going to be fine.
Vincent, we're a little bit late here, but, you know, why wouldn't we get your opinion on this? I mean, you're a columnist for the L.A. Daily News. What is your opinion, and more specifically, what is the reaction in the Lakers locker room to this situation with Russell and Nick Young? This seems very bad.
Well, the reaction to D'Angelo is just complete silence.
Yeah.
They're shutting him out right now. You know, it's just, first of all, he's a 19-year-old kid. He did something really stupid. My question is, how did the tape end up in the hands of the people that it ended up in? Was it D'Angelo who literally leaked that tape to them? Was it one of his, you know, one of his guys, one of his friends? That's the big question. I mean, taping him, him taping Nick, that was bad enough.
Yeah.
But if it was just a prank, you know, you could kind of understand that. But the fact that it got into the hands of people that were going to release it to the public, that's the huge issue. And he's got a huge, huge mountain to climb to regain the trust of his teammates here in Los Angeles. He's getting ripped right now in Los Angeles. So
as he should be.
Couldn't have been, and you know, his season has been sort of erratic up and down as it was, and now this is a terrible way for him to end his rookie season.
Not a good look. Vincent Bogsignore, good work, man. L.A. Daily News, appreciate it, buddy.
You got it, guys. Take care.
Same to you there, Vincent. So, I mean,